G'day guys, this is the RevForge Accessories dash insert with a quad lock mount adapter on it. Now it suits this style of Series 4 Nissan Patrol interior, and how it basically works is it gives you a slot for your cable to go through, so you got some nice cable management, and gives yourself a better alternative to the windscreen mount to put your quad lock phone onto. It's my personal preference of what I'm going to be using in this slot. But basically, this is how it looks. I've got it adjusted a bit poorly at the moment, just because I'm doing an example. But that's how it sits. It clears the windscreen stalk if you angle it back enough. You've got plenty of adjustment. And depending on your phone, it won't even be a problem if it's a smaller one. This is the S24 Ultra, so it's a pretty big phone. But this particular wireless charging mount is the MagSafe compatible one, I think. There's a couple of different versions on the Quadlock website, and there's also a non-wireless charging version that should also work, just as long as it's got the same ball attachment. But it's pretty easy to adjust. When it's on, you can snap it off pretty easily to unscrew it and adjust the angle as you need. Just to show you how that works. There's just a bit of threaded rod. If we unscrew it all the way, I'll just show you what it looks like in its naked form. This is the piece here, clips in. It's got a little recess for your cable to go through. And I've mimicked the factory genuine Nissan dash insert and how that works with the clips and everything. Goes in this slot nicely. You start on the left and push it in to the right because it's got these little guides here. So you're gonna line it up with the side guides that stop it from going up and down, and then you've got these other outer legs which also help position it nicely, and then you push on the outside to click it in when you want to. So I'll put this back through. This is actually the style, an example of what it needs to look like for it to work. But anyway, it just goes straight through this hole nicely. You simply screw this nut on the back of it, and then you can adjust it and set it up however you like. So I get this threaded on. It's quite a long thread. A bit too tight there. So we've got it on just enough for it to swivel around, and to set it up pretty close the first time, you want to have the Quadlock logo facing up. If I give you a top view here, oh, it's a bit loose. Let me tighten that up a bit more. So top view here, you want it so you've got a bit of up angle. So we'll do that now. That's very dramatic. Hang on, there we go. So we've got a little bit of up angle, and you want a little, about 35 degrees of left angle, so that the phone, when it sits there, faces to the left more, and not just straight out towards the steering wheel. So I'll roughly lock it up there. It'll be close enough, just as an example. And now when we click it in, we want to I've got the cable pre-plugged in here. You want to sort of sit it in that groove. It'll be easy with two hands when you're doing it. Align it to the left, and then click it in. I'll sort of get an angle here to the right like this, just like that, and it's on. And let's see how good we've angled it. Oh. Righto. Not too bad. Needs to go back a bit more because it's sort of just barely hitting the windscreen stalk there. So that's all right. It's easy to adjust. As you saw at the start of the video, you can just pull it straight off. But before I do that, I'll show you. To access the hazard light button, which I'm sure you won't need in your Patrol, you just twist your phone to the side, or diagonally, just so you can quickly access that there. It's a little bit of a compromise, but it's really not, because it's pretty easy. But yeah, if you stuff up the adjustment, need to angle it a bit differently, you just simply sort of use the phone to pull it off, or just the mount itself, and it's pretty simple. You can adjust it, put it back in. You don't have to pull this whole thing off, which is great. Anyway, guys, if it looks good to you, I'd highly recommend it. No bias here. Thanks for watching.